What's up YouTube? In this video I'm going to be showing you how you can sharpen your kitchen knife using a coffee mug. It's very easy, no cost. You are simply using what you already have in your home. However, I need to tell you that the best way to sharpen your kitchen knife is by using Whetstone, because it's easy, specially designed for that, and with a very little effort you can easily sharpen your kitchen knife. But in a situation where a Whetstone is not available, you can simply get to this. You are cooking and then you discover that you're about to cook, and then you discover that your kitchen knife is not in a very good condition. You need to sharpen it and Whetstone is not available. This is definitely a very perfect alternative. However, I have created a concise and informative article on my website analyzing all the steps involved, step by step, on how you can use a Whetstone to sharpen your kitchen knife. This system I'm about to show you is basically improvising a coffee mug for Whetstone. So everything I'm going to be doing here today, in case you have a Whetstone, simply replace the coffee mug with a Whetstone and then you are good to go. So website analyzing the first thing to look out to when you want to sharpen your knife with a coffee mug is to check the mug you are using and make sure that it has some ceramic exposure, either at the base, at the edge. I've seen some that have at the edge, but in this case, the exposure is at the edge here. Unlike this ramekin, for example, everything is coated. There are no exposed ceramic, so we cannot use this particular ramekin because there are no exposed ceramic, but this one can be used because of that. Then another thing that we need to make sure while doing this is to make sure that we are using the correct angle while you are sharpening our knife. So the first thing we are going to do is to soak this coffee mug in water for about 5 or 10 minutes. Personally, I like to soak it for 10 minutes, but 5 minutes is pretty cool. So I'm going to soak this one now and then leave it for 5 minutes, then I'll start. While this is soaking, I would like to tell you some things about the article that I've put up. So there are things that I covered in the article that I might not be able to cover in this video. Things such as reasons why you need to keep your knife sharp all the time. Apart from making your work easy in the kitchen, there are other things that are more important than even that. Then another thing that I covered is different options that are available to you to sharpen your kitchen knife. In the article, I also covered step-by-step process involved in using a Whetstone to sharpen your kitchen knife. Then I also gave some tips on the article that if you follow, it will help you to maintain your kitchen knife, thus keeping it sharp for a very long time, as well as extending or expanding the lifespan of your kitchen knife. I also talked about how to choose the correct angle to place your knife when you are sharpening your knife. Then finally, I talked about common mistakes that people make anytime they are sharpening their knife. So I think you check it out so that you won't make the same mistake that millions of people are making out there, and it's actually affecting their kitchen knives. So do well to subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon so that you get notified every time we upload new content on YouTube. And you're also welcome to join our community, because every now and then we send exclusive ideas, tips, tricks to our community member, showing them things how to make their life easier in the kitchen. So without further ado, let's get started. So now 10 minutes is up and our coffee mug is ready for use. Before we start working, one of the major problem is anytime I am using this thing, I discover that the mug is usually shaking. So the solution I came up with is you can either use uh, a paper towel or kitchen cloth. You understand? But for the sake of this video, I'm going to be using a paper towel. Then you are first going to place it down and sprinkle a little bit of water on it. So just enough to hold it. Then you place it like this, and then you put your coffee mug on it. Put your coffee mug on it. So don't forget that this place is soaked now. So the first thing I want to tell you is how to place your knife at the correct angle while you are sharpening. So the perfect angle to place your knife when you are sharpening ranges between 20 and 25 degrees. However, there are other school of thoughts depending on their mode of cooking and also their background and all whatnot. I've made better explanations of the angles on the article that I told you about earlier, so do well to check it out. So the best angle that we'll be targeting in this video is 20 to 25. So, and this is how I usually go about it. First and foremost, I like to soak the edge of my knife with water. Then, of course, this is a right angle. Right angle is 90 degrees. So, just imagine in your mind and put this at half. Of course, you know that if you divide 90 by 2, that will give you 45. So this is probably 45 degrees. So now divide the 45 degree again by 2. So now you can be sure that 45 divided by 2 is 22.5. So you can be sure that you are at the range. So the next thing you are going to do is to make sure that this angle you have placed your knife in is constant throughout your knife sharpening. So this is how you do that. You can either use one of your hand or you can use the two hands. I'm going to show you how to use both. So let's start with on one hand. After soaking your knife, so now this is how to do it. This is 90 degrees. First, make sure you hold the base of the blade of your knife with your thumb and then your index finger. So, and then you use the remaining 3 fingers to hold the handle of the knife. Then come to your mug, place it at right angle 90 degrees. You reduce that by half, that is 45 degrees. Then so now this is your angle. Then you keep moving, and always make sure that you are taking it through. You are sharpening through all the edge of the knife from the base to the tip, because you need all part of the knife to be able to do what you are doing, and then you keep moving to and fro until you are able to achieve the sharpness you want. So do this and then turn it the other way around, and then you do the same thing. So that is for using one hand. However, personally, I prefer to use my 2 hands. So this is how I do that, the same way as I explained the other time. Then with your other hand, you are going to hold it like this. So exert a little bit of pressure. You don't need so much pressure, just a little bit will do. Then lock your wrist. When you have achieved your perfect angle, lock your wrist and your elbow. The movement will be basically from your shoulder and your body. Do the same thing for the other hand. Place it very well and then keep going. This thing happens like magic. So usually I like to take 20 strokes on each side. I like to take 20 strokes on each side, then I do that alternatively until I have achieved what I wanted. And how do you know when you have gotten what you wanted? It's very easy. First thing I do is I usually touch it when I feel, that kind of scratching sound, or I can simply test with a sheet of paper. So I'm going to keep doing this, and then I'll keep doing 20 strokes on each side. 20. If you can see, you see that there are parts of the knife that are already scratching off on the edges of the coffee mug. So this means that our knife is getting sharp. So we are going to keep doing this. Normally I usually prefer to do 100 on each side, which is 20 like this, 20 this way. Then I will do that 5 times. This is the complete cycle. Then I will keep doing it until I have done it 5 rounds. So that will be enough to get my. So let's keep doing it. So now I think my knife is ready. So the next thing I'm going to do is to use my honey rod to hone my knife. Contrary to general belief, honey rod does not actually sharpen knife edge. What it actually does is it helps to straighten already sharpened edge. So that is what a honey rod does. I also stated that I also gave a detailed explanation of what a honey rod does in the article. So do well to check it out. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to use my honey rod for the final process of my knife. So this is how you use it, just as you do with the angle on your while you are sharpening your knife. So the same angle is what you are going to use to hone your knife. So it's very easy. 90 degrees, 45 degrees, and then like that. So just as you also do, you are going to rub it against it. Make sure that your honey rod is standing upright, that is at 90 degrees, and then your knife is at the range of 20 to 25 degrees to the honey rod. Then you are going to come do it like this alternatively. So what I usually do is to do 20 on each side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's 20. Then you do 20 again for the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's all about that. Then you are going to do that. You are going to repeat the same thing, but this time around alternatively. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So our 10 is complete. So let's put this aside now. And then now the moment of truth is here. Let's test our knife to be sure that our system is working. One of the best way to test if your knife is sharp is by using it to cut through a paper. If it does cut through the paper, then it's perfect. So this system actually works. So for more video like this, be sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, share it with anybody that you think might need it, and then don't go anywhere. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.